So, the bottom line is language exchange ain't working at all. Maximum you get is 50% of the time you invested. So, it somehow happened that many language learners have this belief inside of their minds, almost like a tenet, that if, for example, you are learning my language, I'm learning your language, and it means that we somehow need to find each other and exchange our languages. But in reality, if you think about it at least for 1 single second, you will realize that the whole idea is flawed entirely. Let me explain. As I said, you are learning my language, I'm learning your language. We find each other and we teach each other our own languages, learn from each other, and live happily ever after. But in reality, quite different things occur. And the main thing what is happening is that you just cannot decide what language to use. The point is, I want to learn your language and I want to speak this language as often as I can. But you have the same exact desire. You want to speak my language and to speak it as often as you can to get more practice. When I just started to learn Korean and got into this language exchange thing, it happened that sometimes it would be like I keep speaking Korean and my partner keeps speaking Russian to me. As I think about it now, it was quite ridiculous. We would even sometimes argue which language we should use right now. But the thing is, even you live in total harmony and somehow decide to split everything equally, that everyone getting exactly half of the time to learn each other's language. And this is exactly the thing, you're still getting only half of the time of learning language. You want to learn out of this language exchange interaction thing. In the best case scenario, you're getting only 50% out of it. Of course, you can get more if you somehow manage to negotiate this part, but it means that other person will get less out of it. And the reason is very, very simple: the lack of a common goal. Your goals are entirely different. You want to learn my language, I want to learn yours. This language exchange, in its standard definition, practically creates conflict of interests. We have entirely different goals, or more like we have opposite goals. Funny thing, every time I had interaction with people from other countries who happen to learn Russian, every single time they will try to speak Russian to me, despite the fact that I will try to speak Chinese or Korean to them. You get the idea? We, as language learners, want to spend as much time possible to speak the language we learn. People who learn our language want to speak our language. Make sense? There's actually a way out of this, and it may be not exactly obvious, but it is quite logical if you think about it. Common goal. We need someone with a common goal, which means that you need to find a person who learns the same language as you. If you manage to do this, it changes the whole thing completely. Suddenly, you don't have opposite goals. Suddenly, you don't have to think which language to use and when. And suddenly, you communicate in this language all the time. But there's a little but I keep thinking about. It's a fact that, actually 2 facts. First one is that our brain is quite lazy. Sometimes when you just don't have a way how to say this in a language you are learning, you suddenly slip back on to your another language which you're speaking better. And for that, there is a easy fix. If I'm learning Chinese, I need to find someone who learns Chinese as well. But this person shouldn't speak any comprehensible Russian, English, or Korean. It means that for us, the only way to somehow communicate will be to actually speak Chinese, to actually try to speak Chinese, try our best to do this. If I try to learn Chinese with a Russian speaker or someone who speaks perfectly fine English, it means again that I or this person, we'll just be slipping back to English or Russian, which again will take away from this learning process. This language you are learning should be the easiest language for both of you to communicate in. And the second caveat is probably more of my personal belief, but I think, again, if you think about it, it makes sense. The fact that the language is a tool after all. It is not just the language for the sake of speaking language. The language is a tool to communicate between people. It means that, after all, we, you and I and everyone else who is learning another language should find someone who you want to communicate with, someone who you want to talk to, someone who you want to hang out with, send some stupid pictures, memes, news, tell something about, I don't know, how was your day and all that. Someone who you genuinely enjoy spending time with, someone who you genuinely enjoy talking to and all that stuff. Language is just a tool. And if somehow happens that you both learning the same language and it is easiest for you both to communicate with, well, I think you will make progress in no time. The thing to do is find someone you want to talk to, you want to hang out with, you want to spend time together, you want to share things with. And this person is learning the same language as you do. And this language is the easiest language for both of you to communicate. Thank you for watching. But actually thinking, if you're just starting to learn the language, how can you even be interested in talking to this person if you cannot say a word? Oh God, there's a fly.